remember the dorky Asian keyboard player? And he's like, guys and Bens are cool. I'm not cool.
My number one is Dark Side's coming down, nothing is real.
And they all stare at him like, holy shit, when did you write that? Because he woke up and the entire world has never heard of the Beatles or any of their music.
And the guitar player, the girl in the band, is a drug addict. And Julia Roberts is a big whore. There's a little bit of humor for you guys. Jay, did you get that? You are from Iowa.
Honorable mention. And the cheesiest one of all time, Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park. Anyway.
Of course I got that. You know, the best coke always comes off a stripper's ass.
That's right.
Any movie that mentions Socrates is fucking awesome.
I know when Jason's looking at me and masturbating too, which is pretty much constantly.
Bogus Journey's not too bad, but yeah, the third one sucks balls.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing's coming.
Hey, I'll be honest. I like the movie Dirty Dancing.
I sound like a critic. It's just a feel-good movie.
Coming up with this list sucked balls.
The hair metal guru from Warren to Crew. The hair metal guru. Never forget Charlie too.
Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And holy shit, I was going to say sexy bitches, but we just got these guys and me. And we are here to talk about our favorite rock and roll movies. And with that, let's meet our little round table. Right below me, we got Jason Reed from Canada. Jason, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for the invite. Always a pleasure to be here. Check me out on Twitter. It'll be right under there. Throw up Hair Metal Monday for some rare hair and do a three-way on Thursday. So make sure you guys can bulk up your, I'll say vinyl. All these other fucking losers will say their CD collection. But anyway, just helping it out, helping the cause.
Yep, Jason has a three-way every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
And every now and then there's a chick involved. So
sometimes.
Good for you. Good for you. Okay, beside Jason, we got Ryan, the vocalist from Metalcast and City to City. Ryan, welcome back to the show. And fucking A, nice honeymoon sweet shirt.
Yeah, thanks.
Hell
so
yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you to Jason. I think the Canadian guy's buttering up the American guy because he really wants to be the 51st state. But anyway, he sent me this today.
Jesus.
Honeymoon Suite best of.
No shit.
And it has a song on there that he educated me on called Still Lovin' You, not the Scorpions version, obviously. And it's great. I had never heard it before because it was just on this thing. Great song if you never checked it out. And then the crown jewel of the Brian Johnson collection, Fly on the Wall, the infamous number one of my Brian Johnson years. So he sent me that too, which I love. So thank you very much.
Hey, Jason, really cool of you to send him shit and not send the rest of us anything. Fuck you.
Well, Jason, why don't you tell him what I did for you?
Well, yeah. And you know what? We'll do another video because VK showed me his vinyl collection. Wouldn't send me everything, but he sent me like a dozen titles that I didn't have in my collection. And you know what? I will pull those out next time we do a video. So it was tit for tat, and I made sure I took care of my fucking boy VK down in California.
Hey Jay, when Jason says that Ryan showed him his vinyl collection is just another way of saying vagina.
There's a big.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the gesture you were making, Guru, and I can't help but think you are right in that assumption.
Yeah. Fucking homos. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just paving the way for the Canadian American, you know.
Hey, if you didn't, and well, maybe you know, but I think I've said it before that the first music I ever bought with my own money was a cassette tape of Honeymoon Suite, The Big Prize. So there you go, Canada. See, I do love you. All right. Above Ryan, we got Jay, the guitar player from Stone Park Ritual and City to City. And next week, he'll be my little bitch on Saturday when Jay, Jason, Jeremy, Chad, Bergie, and me, is that it? We are all going to Slaughter and White Lion at the Fargo Happy Harry's Rib Fest, and it is going to be epic. Jay, with that, welcome back to the show.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. Always a good time, and I cannot wait till a week from tonight so I can slap Jason around for sending Ryan shit, not us.
I do have some stuff for Guru. It's sitting on my desk downstairs. Bringing him
Awesome.
some stuff.
Hopefully she's got some food and water next to her too. All right.
Well, it comes with her own blow up pump, so you'll be good to go.
There you go. Hey, I will put Jason's and Jay's socials. Follow me on X at Hair Metal Guru, and you'll see all the links. And I'll go through it at the end. But there's links in the description for Hair Metal Guru merch, my Saturday night radio show, Hair Metal Match on a Rock 101 KLOL, and all of that shit. So I just wanted to acknowledge this shirt is from a band called the Billies out of Minneapolis. This was for their second album, All American Lounge. And I live in Fargo, and the Billies started playing around Minneapolis in around 1994, 1995. They are one of my favorite bands of all time. They were like the band that became my band because they played around here so much, and they were so big regionally, never became national. So if anybody in Minneapolis, and I kind of got to know the guys a little bit, but hey, if anybody in Minneapolis sees this and knows the Billies, comment down there. And if you even know one of the guys, just tell them, hey, there was somebody wearing your shirt on their YouTube channel, and I fucking love that band. I really do. So that's why I wore that shirt today. Okay, we are talking about our 5 favorite rock and roll movies. I'll be honest. Coming up with this list was a major pain in the ass because, you know, a lot of classic rock and roll movies, it's not like music where I'd listen to these, you know, I didn't watch fucking 30 movies over the last couple days. So, but I was like right off the top of my head, what are some of my favorites? I knocked out a few. So I'll say coming up with this list sucked balls. Anybody else?
That wasn't too bad. Now, with
I
as
just
much
had too
coffee
many.
as you drink, I'm surprised you didn't watch 30 movies in the last couple days.
What'd you say?
I said, with as much coffee as you drink, I'm surprised you didn't watch 30 movies in the last couple days.
I did, but they were all nudie flicks. No, I'm just kidding. So
Pornhub, huh?
I'm so fucking busy with this all the shit from this channel, I don't get to watch movies anymore. Okay. All right. So I'm apparently the only one who struggled with this, so fuck you guys. Let's get into it. Our 5 favorite rock and roll movies, and we said no documentaries, and the fucking parameters were just that it had to be a movie where music was an integral part of the storyline. And with that, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go this route. Jason, Ryan, Jay, myself. Jason, what's your number 5 movie that rocked?
Well, I will start off by saying this was hard just simply because I guess I've watched a lot of movies. But my number 5 is I would be murdered by my 3 daughters if I didn't mention this because it was a favorite as they were growing up. And my number 5 is School of Rock.
Ah.
Just I don't know if we're going to talk about it. It's just a former, you know what we can say, a guy just like us that takes over as a I want to become the 51st state. Really? Do I though? No. Anyway, no. Great movie, Jack Black, bunch of kids. And you know what? We're not going to focus on the soundtrack, but it had an amazing soundtrack too. So that's my number 5.
Good movie.
That song that they play at the end at the battle of the bands, and you can tell they're totally just trying to write an AC/DC song, but they did a hell of a fucking job. I love that song.
Oh, and even the fictitious band that he was part of at the beginning, No Vacancy, that
Totally.
did Heal Me, Heartsick, and Fight at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, Fight is just a straight up great metal song.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I got a question. I've never researched this. I've just enjoyed the movie. Those little kids happen to be excellent musicians and able to act, or were they like stand-in musicians for actor children? Do you know?
No, they were real musicians.
Okay.
The guy who played the lead guitar stuff, like he actually played that, but I don't think he was like, went on to become it was like he trained and got an instructor to help him for that movie. So I
Okay.
don't think it was like that he knew tons of songs. He knew the shit that he had to play for the movie is what I. And then I think the drummer actually, was a played drums. I used to watch. I watched a fucking documentary on the making of that. So that was a long
Okay.
time
Got it.
ago. Yeah. Okay, that's
Nice.
a great fucking movie. And let's move on to Ryan's number 5. Ryan, what do you got?
All right. Quick shout out. My wife wants to make sure that I mention The Dirt, which she loves. And I apologize if one of you guys has it. That's all I'm going to say about it. She made me say that. Okay. But my real number 5 there. Oh,
Because she
field
likes the
mice
opening
around
theme.
here, field mice around in California are 7 feet long. So, dude, proportionally, yeah.
Apparently they're different in North Dakota. So, okay. Sorry. Okay.
In field mouse. That's a good choice, dude. Okay. My number 5 is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I like the movie. I love the soundtrack. Everything about it, the Wild Stallions, I fucking love it. Everything about it revolves around mainly about music. Bogus Journey is terrible. And any movie that mentions Socrates is fucking awesome. So there you go.
That came out. Fuck, when did that come out? 89.
89. Yeah.
Me and my best friend, we used to, because I was probably a sophomore or junior, we used to always excellent and
Yeah.
do that little guitar thing and party
Yeah.
on or whatever. Shit, was it? Didn't they just always say excellent? Anyway,
Excellent. Yeah, they said all kind. Yeah, shit like
yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, fucking
Bogus,
yeah.
etc.
You're right. The second movie did suck.
Oh, it was terrible.
So did the third.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. There was a third.
I
That's right.
forgot about that.
Bogus Journey's not too bad, but yeah, the third one sucks balls.
Yeah, dude.
And shout out to Jane Wiedlin for being in the first one as Joan of Arc.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now the second movie sucked, but the second movie did give us a Winger Slaughter and a Kiss song on that
That's
soundtrack.
right.
And
then
that
was
Winger song is fucking killer.
it is
Battle
fucking crazy.
stations.
Power
And
Station.
is that the one with the Shark Island songs, or is this the first one?
First
think
one had Shark Island, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's when Jay, we were talking about that a few episodes ago. Like, dude, those Shark Island songs are so fucking good.
Shark Island is so fucking good.
Yeah, they are.
Jeez. Yeah, see, I just framed a bit. I posted it on X. I framed a 24 by 36 of Contraband.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I saw it. That's fucking awesome. That band.
And a 24 by 36 of Tattoo Rodeo Rode Hard Put Away Wet.
Oh,
Love
cool.
that record.
I got them fairly cheap on eBay. So, all right. Fucking Bill and Ted's. And we're moving on to Jay's number 5. What do you got, Jay?
The Runaways. Since no documentaries, my original number 5 went by the wayside. I'm thinking. I'm like, well, for some reason, The Runaways popped in my head, and I remember that movie. It was real badass. It was kind of it was a nice Hollywood version, if you will, of what happened back then. I don't think they gave enough credit to Lena Ford in the movie, but yeah, go fuck yourself. I see that.
Okay, I got to be done with that. Apparently, it's not as funny as I think it is. All right. Okay, keep going.
Anyway, I don't know. They didn't really pay much attention to Lena Ford or Sandy West, but it was whatever. Still a good movie. I like watching it.
I might fucking shock people, and I love movies. I have never seen that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it? Fuck.
Mhm.
And I like The Runaways, and I love Joan Jett, and I love Lita Ford. But I remember hearing that Lita's character got very little, and I was kind of bummed. I was kind of disappointed when I heard that.
Well, wasn't Joan Jett and the singer? I just forgot her name.
Curry.
Sure, they were the two like executive producers, right? They were there, so of course.
I think so. I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, their characters of them are definitely the focal point. Same with Kim Fowley.
Yeah.
Kim Fowley, who showed up in my interview with John Schubert from Electric Angels because he discovered their first band, Candy. So
Mm.
And I remember his quote about Kim Fowley when he discovered Candy. He said Candy is like if Rick Springfield fucked the Go-Go's. And I kid
Killer.
you not, go listen to that album Candy, Whatever Happened to Fun. It's very poppy, but very amazing.
That's pretty good.
Okay. My number 5 is Airheads from
Mm.
1994.
The
Had
Lone Rangers.
Adam Sandler, Brendan Fraser, and Steve Buscemi, and they're like, they're in this band, but their band can't get a break, and the singer who is Brendan Fraser, he's like, he has this song that he think is gonna break him, but he can't get anybody to listen to it, can't get anybody to play it on radio, so they fucking hijack a radio station and force this, they're gonna force the DJ who's like the big popular DJ in town to play the song, and all these hijinks happen, and they're on the radio, and pretty soon, even without hearing the song, all these people are like, yeah, they're because these guys are sticking it to the man, and they're demanding that real rock be played on the radio. But then it kind of backfires because they're like, well, look, all these people love us, and this record label wants to sign us, and only because of their image and not because of the song. So anyway, the song ends up getting played. They get arrested because they held up the station, but then, the song goes massive and they become big rock stars. But really funny movie. I fucking
Live from prison.
live, yeah,
Live from prison.
yeah. And the band was called the Lone Rangers.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody
Yeah.
used to like make fun of their name because they're like, how could Rangers be lone with its anyway? But really good movie.
How do you pluralize the
Yeah.
Lone Ranger?
Yeah, yeah. So
More on this movie later for me, by the way.
oh, okay, all right. So kick-ass movie. Airheads is my number 5. We are moving on to Jason's number 4.
My number 4 is, and it gets shit on, and I don't give a crap, but it's Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
Loosely based on, Judas Priest, whatever. People shit all over it. I don't give a fuck. I'm entertained. It entertains the shit out of me. Timothy Oliphant is great in it. And come on, Steel Dragon is unbelievable band.
Yep.
And you can anytime I get, man, I would love to see that thing end up on a vinyl somewhere. Just the Steel Dragon stuff or a CD. I don't care. You can find it on YouTube. The album's called Lubricator, and it's so fucking good.
Lubricator.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
that's killer. It's coming on my list as well. And
Oh, you guys.
I have no shame. I love that movie.
I love that movie.
Sucks.
And I love the soundtrack. I love the members. I love the fact that that I had the Steelheart album Wait long before
Mhm.
that movie came out, and We All Die Young was on there, and it's a different version, but it's a good fucking song. And they kind of streamlined it for the movie, and it sounds great in the movie. I love that song, but yeah, there are many parts in that movie which I still love and quote.
I think part of what I don't like about that movie is the hype about it. I remember Ricky Rockman saying, "Hey, I saw a screening of Rockstar, and this has reignited my fire. I'm gonna open up the cat house. Rock music is gonna come back because of this movie." And I was like, "Holy fuck! I'm so excited. This is gonna be so awesome." And it was decent, but it was after this big buildup. I was like, "That's it." And then at the end, he's like a fucking grungy douchebag. He's
Oh,
gonna play
fucking
coffee
sucked.
houses, and that
I
part
hated
was
that.
really disappointing.
That part pissed me off big time. But I will say that I think that the timing sucked. I think it was hair metal was still a little passe, although the
Yep.
package tours were coming like Poison, Slaughter, Cinderella, all that stuff.
Yep.
Those were coming back. But think about when The Dirt came out and that went huge.
Yep.
That was whatever, 5 or 6 years ago. That was the timing it probably should have had.
Yes.
Because it was still a little bit passe for
What
2000.
year did that come out?
I think it was 01.
Yes. That
Yeah.
was still we're gonna shit on rock music. If it comes out in 08 or
Yeah.
09, when fucking Rocklahoma started and shit like that,
Yeah,
that's
totally.
when people were starting to crave that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ryan's number 4.
Number 4, I have an absolute classic, legendary movie, Spinal Tap from 1984, and it's before you give the no documentary rule, I feel like it's it's a mockumentary and it was still a movie. It wasn't a real deal, but
Right.
I actually tapped my dad into sending me some of his favorite parts because he's the one that turned me on to this movie when I was a kid. And so I'm going to read a little tribute from exactly what my dad had to say about this movie. I said, "What are your standout parts?" And he said he loved the Smell the Glove album cover that was banned, and Nigel just couldn't understand why a naked girl on all fours with a leash around her neck was sexist. He interpreted that to mean sexy, which was hilarious. The other part was when the manager told the singer that his girlfriend was an Australian nightmare, and then had told the band to fuck you and quit. When Nigel explained that the band had gone through many drummers because they keep dying, explained that the last drummer died in a tragic gardening accident. And then, of course, Nigel's amp is going to 11. So anyway, Spinal Tap, Van Cathoven family classic.
I'll be honest, that's not on my list. I considered it. I haven't seen it in a long fucking time.
There's a 2 coming out.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that. No shit.
Yeah. So that should be either awful or good.
Yeah.
Knowing those actors, it could be good, actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're moving on to Jay's number 4.
I hate to tell you, Guru, you are outnumbered in your dislike of the movie Rockstar because that is my number 4. Yeah, there's a couple parts of the movie that are cringeworthy, but I do like how it's somewhat based on what happened to Tim the Ripper Owens. I think the cast is great. Jennifer Aniston is one of my favorite actresses. You gotta like the fact that there's actual musicians in the movie. Blas Elias, Jeff Pilson, Zach Wilde, Jason Bonham.
Yep.
I would have loved to have seen those guys do an actual record of all original stuff instead of, what they ended up doing for the soundtrack, pretty much everybody else's shit. I think there was a couple that were wrote just for that, if I remember right.
There was supposed to be something, dude. Like, I think 9/11 happened and it fucked everything up from what Steelheart
I do remember reading something that Jason Bonham and Zach Wilde didn't exactly get along. No surprise there, I guess. But, I mean, anybody remember that show that was on VH1 that Jason Bonham was on too?
Yep.
They all lived in the house. Sebastian Bach was on it. And
they formed the band Damocracy.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
I wish something like that would have been turned into a movie. But
you know what they should have done, and I think they're learning now. Like here they do this movie Rockstar about a made-up band that's based on the Judas Priest thing. Just do the Judas Priest movie. And here's what I'm talking about. Bohemian Rhapsody, The Dirt, the Elton John movie. Do the actual thing and use their music. I think they thought, we're just only going to get people who like these bands. Fucking everybody went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody. And I think The Dirt was hugely popular on Netflix. So I'd like to see the movie on Kiss. I'd like to see the actual movie on Def Leppard. Remember they did that shitty VH1 one?
Oh, fuck, that was bad.
I remember that.
So bad. But if they did a big budget movie, Def Leppard needs a fucking movie made about them.
I know.
So that's what they should do. And I think they're learning to do that. Okay. My number 4, and I'm going to change something just because fuck it. Like it was shit. What was it? It was going to be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, but I'm going to throw something else in there. And I'm going to go because this almost made the list. Satisfaction from 1989.
I remember that. That was a good movie.
Justine Bateman, Jason
Julia Roberts,
sister. Justine Bateman was in the show Family Ties, and a little known actress named Julia Roberts are in it. And they're like in a local band and they're gonna get a gig playing at like a resort or some shit for an entire summer. And it's just all the crazy shit that happens. Justine Bateman falls in love with like the old, and it's Liam Neeson, I think is Liam Neeson is like the bar manager, and he's much older than her, and they kind of fall in love. And the guitar player, the girl in the band, is a drug addict, and Julia Roberts is a big whore, and I wanted to say it that way. I'm glad nobody interrupted me because you know that's going in the opening montage. Julia Roberts is a big whore. Holy shit. Um, and Julia Roberts is like all she wants to do is fuck. And then there's a tomboy is the drummer. Anyway, it's just a movie about their summer and all the stuff that happens, but it's really fucking good. And if you're, and I'll mention my John Schubert interview. This is before Julia Roberts was a star. She was gonna be the drummer, and they needed somebody to try to show her how to fake playing the drums. And so it was John Schubert from Electric Angels. Well, then, I mean, obviously you look at Julia Roberts and they're like, okay, we can't put her back behind the drums. You got to put her out front. So she became the bass player. Anyway, I don't think the movie was a hit at all, but I remember seeing it and fucking, I really liked it. So that's my number 4.
I've never
Nice.
seen that. I love Justine Bateman. She's
Yes.
fine.
And some of the they do like a Stones cover.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, they did Ico, and I think they
I
did
love
a
that
couple
song.
songs that I didn't recognize at all. But it's a
Um,
solid movie.
I forgot all about that movie actually. Tells it. There was another movie that almost made my list that was somewhat similar, but not of a rock vein. Uh, you guys ever hear of a movie called Harmony Cats?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
It was based on like same principle of small time, but in this case a country band.
yep.
Did a little tour. They ended up with a classically trained violin player in the band because he lost his gig at some symphony. Um, had like a weekend warrior hair metal type guitarist that liked to raise a little bit of hell. Um,
Yep.
Similar in premises. So
Okay. All right. Well, if you haven't seen fucking Satisfaction, go check that out. And with that, we're moving on to Jason's number 3.
My number 3 is, I don't know. I mean, I know we're trying to concentrate on rock, but there's a little bit in there.
No,
My number 3 is the Blues Brothers.
sure.
Mhm.
What can I?
Fuck, man. Like, what more can you say? It's John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd at their absolute peak Saturday Night Live, taken,
Yep.
and how many Saturday Night Lives have we seen where skit characters end up with their movies? But I can't think of SNL characters that were bigger than the Elwood, Jake and Elwood Blues. Like, I mean, it's just such a great film. And I guess if we're doing the synopsis, it's one brother gets out of prison, and they were both raised in an orphanage who's going into foreclosure. And so they deem themselves they're on a mission from God to play this massive gig to raise all this money so they can pay the note on the orphanage. And they just go across Illinois, raising hell and breaking laws, and they end up with the National Guard and the Army and the KKK and neo-Nazi. Everybody's chasing them, wanting to kill them, and they all end up at this show, and it's just great. And they've got some heavyweights in there, right? Like Aretha,
Oh, yeah.
Scat Brothers, and
Yep.
like just the who's who of. So maybe not rock, but I mean, I think everybody watching this video will agree that the Blues Brothers is just such a
Totally.
top shelf movie, and again, outstanding soundtrack that went along with it. The music is just so good.
I don't think it needs to be on rock, just focused on shit. And okay, this is off topic. There was a movie in the last 10 years with Jeff Bridges, and he plays a old country singer. And now I can't remember the name of it, but it was so fucking good. And I was like, I damn near put it in my list. If I think of the name, I'll let you know. But yeah, he's like an old, broken down, kind of an alcoholic country singer, and trying to make music and make a living. And he used to be a star. Fuck, it was a good movie. Shit. Okay. All right. They had the Blues Brothers, and we're going on to Ryan's number 3.
Here's where I had Rockstar. So can't say much more about it, but yeah, I was 20 when it came out, so I was in my full Steelheart obsession. I was very psyched for this thing to come out. Got the soundtrack day one, loved the soundtrack, and still love a lot of parts of that movie.
Okay, well, obviously, I have the best list because I'm the only one who didn't put fucking Rockstar
It's
in.
probably because Dirty
You just
Dancing.
have bad taste.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing's coming for
Hey,
Guru.
I'll be honest. I like the movie Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, of course
Not
you
in
do.
my list, but I like
Yeah.
that movie.
Great soundtrack.
Hell yeah. Geez, and talk about like we've talked about song lyrics, like Winger 17, fucking Dirty Dancing. I mean, here this like little teeny bopper high school chick ends up banging like the older fucking dance instructor. I mean,
Dude, she was 17 and a half. I'm sure she was
oh, I'm sure
fine.
she was. She was. Okay, and she was pretty hot. So, okay, Jay, what are you doing?
Hands.
You got
Okay.
somebody stripping for you over there, or what? Okay.
All right. So how is it? Where's the fucking spy camera you have in my room?
I'm telling you, I was a teacher. I just know. I just know
Yeah,
when
yeah,
shit's
yeah.
going on. Like
All right. Anyway,
I know when Jason's looking at me and masturbating too, which is pretty much constantly.
well,
Right
where's
now?
his other hand right now? Aha.
Now he's got his wife doing it for him. No, I'm kidding.
All right. This is where I got the dirt. I fucking waited years for that movie to come out. Now, is it everything I hoped it would be? Shit, no. Is it accurate to the book? See above. Okay, it's a Hollywood version of the book. If they would have made it more of a realistic, like documentary type, I think it would have been better. But that's why it was at number 3, not number 1.
Dude, what's your most like the hugest discrepancy for you? Because I know mine. What do you think yours is?
I hate how they really dramatized Six's drug problems. They skipped completely over everything, and the blatant disrespect of John Corabi is fucking absurd.
What about you, Ryan?
Mine is the support that they gave Vince in the bar at the end when he was going through a tough time. His daughter died and all that stuff. And realistically, remember in the book and then in different interviews and whatnot. No, I don't. I think Nikki called Vince and he was a total wreck, which is totally understandable. But like Tommy and I think Mick never even reached out to him. So like at the end of the movie ish, when they console him in that bar, and that's just not how it happened. And that part did kind of piss me off because it's such a sensitive topic,
Yeah.
and it kind of bugged me. I understand the Hollywood dramatization of it all, but that part was a little insensitive, I thought.
There's tons of artistic license where they altered shit to make it fit the movie. But I was just glad that they were like, they took a rock band and they did shit that you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe they did that in the movie. Like in the first 5 minutes, there's some chick squirting all over an apartment, and you're like, whoa, okay, this isn't gonna be your average rock and roll movie. So I did. It's not on my list. I did really like The Dirt. So yeah,
Cool movie.
really.
Casting wise, I think they casted Nikki pretty good. Same with Tommy.
Totally.
Mick is questionable. The guy they cast for Vince is not that great.
Right.
That's putting it nicely.
Did you guys see my news article on Vince?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah.
I mean, good choice.
Oh,
but
that shit on X where his social media account
Yeah.
says something about
This young chick posted like, DM me or say hi within 12 years and I'll DM you a nudie.
nice.
And Vince wrote, and it's nothing, He just wrote "Hi, babe," but it was like all people were talking about it. Like, geez, you just got out of a relationship like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, ah, fuck. You know, that guy's laid more pipe than Fargo Plumbing. Like, and he's been in plenty of relationships. Who give if he's trying to
Is
get a little tail, big whoop. Anyway,
is Vince separated again from his
yeah,
lady?
I guess.
God, I mean,
Supposedly she cheated on him, from
Yeah.
what I was reading, which
oh,
kind of a turntable of reality from his past, at least.
he and Tiger Woods need to learn how to cheat because they are fucking horrible at it.
Well, and you know, he probably needs to be he needs to get sober because
Yeah,
you cannot drink like he drank and and live to be an old age. Your body can't take that poison. So if he's gonna, try to do music again or anything, he needs to get sober or he's not gonna be around much longer. I'm just being straight up.
yeah.
Well, that's true, and but in thinking of that, can't help somebody that doesn't help themselves.
Yes.
If Vince doesn't have a problem with his intake of
Yeah.
whatever his alcohol is, then
Yeah.
sad to say it, he gets what's coming to him.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Fuck. Are we on my number three?
Yes.
Okay. My number three. Okay. I wonder if I'll be the only one to have this on the list. This movie I thought was hyped, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be so huge. It was 1999. The Kiss reunion had started in 1996. All the previews for the movie Detroit Rock City made it seem like it was going to be hilarious. I went fucking opening night and I was like, what the fuck? There's like 10 people in here. But Detroit Rock City from 1999 is awesome. And I'll just give you the brief. Like these four high school buddies, they're obsessed with Kiss. Like they're trying to start a band. They obviously suck, but they have tickets to go to a Kiss concert at Cobo Hall in Detroit. Well, something happens, and one of the kids' mom like takes him or burns him or something. So they're like, they're like, fuck it, we're gonna go anyway. So they go on this road trip, and all this crazy shit happens, and there's all these different references to disco and stuff. And what just one of the funny lines is they're driving down the road and they see this chick walking, and one of the guys goes, hey, we should stop and pick up that hitchhiker. And another guy goes, guys, we don't pick up hitchhikers. They make scary movies that start that way. And another guy goes, yeah, but they make porno movies that start that way too. And then so they pick anyway. So it was really so all this crazy shit happens. They end up getting to the concert and it rocks. And the drummer throws out a drumstick and one of the guys catches it. It's fucking hilarious. And I'm so bummed that it bombed at the theater. But you need to see it. Detroit Rock City from 1999 is my number three.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
movie I forgot about.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
You know what I did, and I do this a lot. I go to Grok on X, and I said, tell me every movie about rock and roll or heavy metal or whatever over the last 30 years, and then I was scrolled down, and I was like, fuck, I forgot about that. Forgot about. So that's how I looked and found my list. Anyway, okay, that was my number three. We're moving on to Jason's number two.
My number two has probably would have been my number one for the last like 30 freaking years of my life, but I'll get to my number one when we get there. But my number two is Trick or Treat.
Ooh, nice, dude.
And man, I can remember that came out and the hype for it. And obviously I was a young man. And so my parents were going to let me go to it. Right. It was like a here today, gone today movie in where I grew up because we had one theater in town and whatever. So I had to wait until it came out on VHS. And then my buddy had to get his brother to go get it from 7-Eleven so we could go home and we just got to watch it. And, it's, synopsis is there's a satanic rock star that had died, and his big album was going to come out, and this nerd that's getting picked on at school and everything, he was the heavy metal guy that was always picked on, and Sammy Kerr, the rock and roll star, was speaking to him through his Walkman, and it was just a disaster. Cheesy as fuck movie, but so friggin' good. And I think we all know the soundtrack is by the band called Fastway, and you know, uh, again, Fastway, they just put out some great ACDC soundish material in the 80s. And if you haven't seen it, folks, please check it out. You'll laugh your ass off through the whole thing, but with cameos from Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
Great soundtrack.
The lead singer of Fastway, his name was Dave King. He
Dave
went on
King,
to
yeah.
form a band that I fucking love because I love punk called Flogging Molly. They're kind of Irish punk in a way. Oh, such a good band. So I haven't seen Trick or Treat in forever. I need to see it again.
Yeah.
I,
You
I
should own
sent
it, man.
you, I think I
Yeah.
sent you that other Fastway album, right? Didn't I send
Yeah,
you
I
on?
really dug it. Really good.
And that's
Like different singer, but really good.
yeah, the other singer, and he's really it's very much more late 80s pop metal.
Yep.
And understandably the old Fastway fans didn't really like it, but the second singer came out with some really good shit too.
Yep.
Do you remember who that singer was?
He was in a band called D Rocks, DROXX. I don't remember his name.
Sure.
Very, very interesting voice, but he and then the Paul Di'Anno came out with a solo album in the late 80s, and there was a ton of, like, I say song sharing. I don't know who wrote the songs, but the Fastway album Bad Bad Girls
Yeah.
and the Paul Di'Anno album that was from 89, I believe. It's got like a robot on the cover or something like that. Same songs. So I'm not sure who wrote what, but they both do a great job singing them.
All right. Okay. Fuck. Who was that? Was that Jason's?
It was me.
Okay. We're on Ryan's number 2.
My number 2 is Wayne's World from 1992. And you got Mark Ferrari in there playing it in Tia Carrere's band. And you got Steph Burns in there with Alice Cooper, and he was in Y&T and all this stuff. So it's obviously all based around rock and roll. It was a great movie when I was a kid, funny as shit, popular as shit. And there's a lot of good hair metal stuff going on in there still because it's 92 and they shot the movie in probably 90, 91. And it carries on and shows what it used to be like, which is great.
And Rhino Bucket with Ride With Yourself was on the soundtrack. I can't remember if it was on the soundtrack for the first one or the second one.
First one.
First one.
Okay.
And Kicks was in there. I think Bullet Boys had one in there. So I think, but yeah, great soundtrack as well. And Cinderella, Hot and Bothered was like that played in their flat, the apartment flat. And when I was a kid, I was so obsessed with AC/DC, and I was like, what AC/DC song is this? I don't fucking know. And it was Tom Kiefer doing Hot and Bothered. And I was like, oh, oops. My ear isn't exactly there yet.
For some reason, I don't, because now I haven't seen that in forever, because I don't remember liking it all that much. Maybe I need to watch it again. Because everybody, like all my buddies loved those movies. And I just was like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's cool watching it now because they were wearing Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Aerosmith t-shirts all the time.
Right.
Obviously, like if you look at the Alice Cooper band at the time, like in backstage, all the hair metal dudes. And then Tia Carrere's band. I don't know who the other people were in her fictitious band, but Mark Ferrari was the guitar player. I don't know who else was in
Anthony Fox was the drummer. He later was in Beautiful Creatures.
Okay. I figured there had to be somebody. But so I mean, it's just laced with like hair metal reference, which is awesome. So, and then I don't know if I've told you guys before, but Steph Burns, guitar player for Alice Cooper, Huey Lewis, Y&T, one of my fire captains who's now retired, his brother is Steph Burns and his real name is Birnbaum. So Josh Birnbaum was one of my fire captains here at Santa Cruz City Fire Department. Josh Birnbaum, my captain at the time, was a great musician as well, great singer, played guitar. But his brother is Steph Burns, who also is playing for a mega famous Italian pop artist these days. And he lives in Italy and he speaks Italian and he still looks amazing and sounds amazing and he's in great shape. And it's really cool to have that connection. And I got to meet him at a Huey Lewis concert one time locally. So it's pretty cool.
Badass.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And you know what? And let's not forget what that movie also did, introduced an entire new generation to Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True.
And
True.
Bohemian Rhapsody
Holy
went
shit.
number one.
Bohemian Rhapsody became massive.
Yeah.
And it started, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. We're moving on to Jay's number 2.
Oh, I also had Trick or Treat for number 2. Seems like me and Jason are copying each other on the even numbers at least. Um,
You guys giving each other handies later too, or what?
hmm,
Again, I'm surprised Jay knows what an even number is or an odd number. I'm shocked. So
what I actually got into that movie probably way late. It was in the 90s. I was in a video store and I remember seeing the cover of the VHS tape. What caught my eye was that fucking BC Rich Ironbird. I'm
nice.
like, well, that was my favorite guitar. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Gotta get it. Rented it, and that's back when you actually rented videotapes. Anybody remember those Stone Age?
Were you first looking in that little back room where the other videos were?
No, but I know what was in that back room because my brother was a frequent visitor there, and I got some friends that used to boost some shit out of that back room too. So, I know the language you're speaking, Guru. Anyway, I remember the nerdy character Eddie Weinbauer was the dude from Family Ties.
Oh.
One of the let's see, director of the movie was one of the actors that was in American Graffiti, which is an old movie that I enjoy. Kind of a bad B movie, but the cameos by Ozzy and Gene Simmons are cool.
Yeah.
Especially Ozzy, considering that was, the height of his being a, whatever, and thought of as a Satanist himself, and he's playing a fucking reverend in the movie.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Okay. Moving on to my number 2. And here's where I am going to have a duplicate with the other guys. But I fucking love School of Rock. I was a teacher for 12 years. Like, so much of that movie really, like hit me like, oh, you got remember the dorky Asian keyboard player? And he's like, guys and bands are cool. I'm not cool. And he's like, of course you're cool. Man, you're in the band. Like if you're cool if you're in the band, blah blah blah. And then when he's assigning everybody's roles and he goes up to those girls who obviously look like they're probably the cute girls in the class, and he's like, you guys groupies, your job is just to worship the band. And then the one girl's like, I found out what groupie meant. It means we're supposed to sleep with everybody.
Whores that sleep with the band.
Yeah. But Jack Black is like legit. I mean, he's been in a band. Now I can't forget what the fuck was the name of his band.
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D. The guy actually can sing and play. And like we were talking about some of that music that they were playing in that opening scene. He's playing in that band and he stage dives and nobody catches him. But just a fucking classic. I watched that movie so much in the early 2000s. So School of Rock's my number 2.
Nice.
Good.
All right. Just trying to see. Okay. All right. Getting on to the number 1s. Jason, what's your number 1?
Number 1, but before, page out of VK's book, my honorable mention, and the cheesiest one of all time, Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park. Anyway, horrific. But but good at the same time. But my number 1 is it's a movie, and I don't know if any of you've seen it, but if we want to call the Beatles a rock band because they are the greatest rock band ever, it is called a movie called Yesterday. And anybody, have you seen it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Okay. Yeah. Yesterday, it's such a great premise for those of you watching the video that hasn't seen it. It is a struggling musician that just longs to just be able to write that one song. And he goes to bed and he wakes up in the morning and him and his friends are sitting around a table outside and his girlfriend just says, just play me something. So he plays on acoustic guitar Yesterday,
By the
the
Beatles.
most covered song of all time. And they all stare at him like, holy shit, when did you write that? Because he woke up and the entire world has never heard of the Beatles or any of their music. So he spends the next years just writing Beatles music and he just blows up as this humongous artist and touring with Ed Sheeran and has a writing contest with Ed Sheeran and buries him because he does a Beatles song. And a couple of people he finds out later they remember the Beatles and everything. And it's so good. And it ends up with him meeting John Lennon
Yeah.
that John Lennon's like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about. So just keep doing what you're doing. Like it's such a great, like I sound like a critic. It's just a feel good movie, but it really is.
I remember hearing about that and I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, and
Yeah.
forgot about it. And then I think it showed up on Amazon Prime, maybe. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna check that out. It was so fucking good.
So good.
Like the reaction, he plays Yesterday by the, and everybody's like, oh my, and he's like, what? He's like, it's the Beatles. And they're like,
The Who?
who? What? And oh yeah, fucking great movie. Go see Yesterday, man.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Everybody
Good
has
call.
to see it.
Good call. I fucking didn't think about that. Shit. That would have made my list. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, what's your number one?
My number one is Dark Side's coming down, nothing is real. She'll never know just how I feel. My favorite, Eddie and the Cruisers, 1983. It was a family classic when I was a kid. I used to roll up my sleeves, and when I had more hair, comb my hair like Eddie and have the wave and the long hair. Oh, dude, I fucking love that movie. I still love that movie. I like Eddie and the Cruisers 2 as well, which is fucking pretty terrible, but the soundtrack's killer.
Yep.
And if Mariah were here again, Mariah, which is another fucking killer song. Such a good premise. Eddie, the actor, did such a good job lip syncing.
Michael
John
Kerr.
Cafferty, yeah, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band was really good. Early to mid 80s stuff, and I often revisit these two movies.
Hey, you know what? My Patrick, who's on the channel quite a bit, what he just informed me today, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band just released a new album. It's called
no.
Sound of Waves. I was playing it on YouTube. I mean, I've only listened to it once. It sounds fucking good.
Nice, I'll
And
check it out.
shit, he put out other shit besides the fucking Eddie and the Cruisers stuff that I
Yeah.
liked back in the day. So I'm gonna listen to that. So go check it out and support bands who write new music. So fucking A, man. All right. We're on to Jay's number one.
So there will be more about this movie later. My number one is Airheads. Um, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love the cast, especially Joe Mantegna. He plays a funny ass DJ named Ian
Yeah.
the Shark.
Yep.
And there's some very memorable lines in the movie. You know, Pip farting on a snare drum. The best line comes from that office intern Susie when they're in the radio station. They're kidnapped. They were talking about the merger or going to Soft Rock or whatever it was. And if you listen to her, she says all those blowjobs for nothing as a reply to the radio station being restaffed. So you know what she was doing with Mr. Program Director.
How do you think Jason ends up on the show all the time?
Fuck, man, you're the one that has to put chapstick on before we hit record.
True. It's true. It's right here.
Oh,
You're
Was
welcome.
that the one that ended up with Adam Sandler?
yeah, Adam
She-
Sandler.
She's a
I
good one.
really like his character in there. Steve Buscemi's, you might as well call him Rex Brown from Pantera. That's exactly what that's based on.
I thought about that.
I am not 100% sure who the musicians were who played the parts of the Lone Rangers on the recording aspect of things, but someone said at one point Brendan Fraser actually sang that track.
It
Degenerated.
Sounds like him.
him. But
It's probably
the band that did the song Degenerated, what the fuck was that the name of the song? That
I think
Yeah,
so.
the
That
name of
sounds
the
right.
Lone Ranger song
and
was
I think the
Degenerate.
band is fuck Degeneration.
They had,
Degeneration.
they had a song called No Way Out on the soundtrack of that, I remember.
But Degeneration is a punk band from New York, and I fucking love Degeneration, and I think that song is theirs. And that song that they try to get played on the radio station is a really fucking good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was. That song was written, if I remember right, by Jay Younger of White Zombie.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I love
Awesome.
that movie.
Awesome.
I love everything about that movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the version of Born to Raise Hell with Whitfield Crane and Ice-T.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to find. You can only find the original version with Motorhead, but great tune.
Well, yeah, it's on the soundtrack with
Yeah.
with Ice-T and
Yeah.
Wet Crane.
Yeah. Okay. My number one. Way to fucking steal it, Ryan. It's Eddie and the Cruisers. I'm just kidding, Ryan.
Oh,
I fucking love that movie, and it bombed in the theater. But then this is like when cable TV started getting big, and they started putting it on cable TV, and all of a sudden people started watching the shit out of it, and it became this big cult movie favorite, which is how it ended up getting a part two. And I'll give you, if you haven't seen it, I'll give you a little bit. So Eddie Wilson and his band Eddie and the Cruisers, it's like 1964, and they're a pretty popular, band. It shows them playing concerts. They pick up this young, kind of dorky guy to help them write lyrics, and he pushes Eddie to make their music go further than on the first album. So the movie actually starts in modern day in the 1980s, and Eddie Wilson's dead, and this news reporter is trying to create a story where, hey, maybe Eddie's alive, and she goes and visits all the living band, the people that are still living from Eddie and the Cruisers. And so, meets all the band and all this great, and they start telling all these stories, and then it would go back to the 1960s. Well, anyway, Eddie Wilson writes his new album, A Season in Hell, and the record company is like, this is shit, we're not putting that out. And supposedly Eddie Wilson goes and drives off a bridge and dies. And so you find out at the end that, hey, maybe he is alive, and obviously there's an Eddie and the Cruisers too. It is a fucking fantastic movie. I could still, man, if that thing, and I don't have cable TV, but if that thing fucking pops on, I'm watching Eddie and the Cruisers every time.
you ever notice that like 50s, and I know this is 60s, but like 50s, 80s was like a thing? You know what I mean? Like it was cool again. It was kind of like we were talking about the dirt. All of a sudden, like 50s shit was cool.
Yep.
50s and 60s was cool again in the 80s. And there was a shit ton of movies, even like parts of Back to the Future obviously featured like a 50s theme, obviously, when they went back, but it was an 80s movie.
Yep.
And a lot of those 80s movies kind of did that. And this one was perfect. They melded that 80s sound with what would have been like an early 60s band, but it worked so well. And there's a few songs on that Eddie and the Cruisers one soundtrack that are so good,
Well,
dude.
yeah.
And if you covered them now as like a rock band, they would probably cook.
On the dark side, what you were singing earlier became a pretty big hit. But
Oh
there's
yeah,
a ton of songs that they play over the course of that movie. And yes, it's a real band. John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band is the voice of Eddie and the Cruisers. And Michael Pear, who plays Eddie Wilson, is fucking
yeah,
phenomenal in that
yeah,
role. Holy
yep,
shit.
totally.
So, and I'm like, fuck, how have I not looked on eBay for an Eddie and the Cruiser shirt? I need an Eddie and the Cruiser shirt like now.
Nice,
Just
dude.
go on T Public. They're there.
Actually, I just ordered off eBay last night. I ordered a Trickster, a Firehouse, and a Britney Fox shirt last night.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of our 5 favorite rock movies. And I don't think we'll worry about honorable mentions. Who knows if we want to do this again sometime? There are a ton more movies that we could talk about at some point. So, with that, it's time to say goodbye to our roundtable. Jason Reed from Canada, going to be the 51st state here shortly. Can't wait to meet you next week. We've been talking and buddies online and doing this shit for years, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Super pumped. Thanks for the invite. Really excited about meeting all you fuckers next week. Gonna go to a rock and roll show,
Yeah.
and we're all got the white sock ready to get signed for VK, hopefully.
And remember, I don't like it when you use the teeth too much. So,
Easy.
all right. Okay. And Ryan, lead singer of Metalcast. Are we gonna have any new Metalcast music coming out here soon?
Yes, there are 5 new songs in the can, and the CD is going to be coming out, and we'll let you know when that occurs. The album is done, Metalcast number 1, and I'm pushing for a double album because we got like 5 more. But anyway, yeah, that's coming out soon, and we're pretty pumped on the new 5 songs.
Awesome.
I'll wait for the vinyl.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Speaking of the can, God, I was on a plane trip the other day. I'm sitting in my seat and the stewardess comes up and she's like, "Can I get you anything?" And I'm like, "I'll take a Coke." She goes, "You want that in the can?" I go, "No, I'll take it right here." Anyway, there's a little bit of humor for you guys. Jay, did you get that? You are from Iowa.
Of course, I got that. You know, the best Coke always comes off a stripper's ass.
That's right. That's right. All right. And, well, Jay Brannon, guitar player from City to City and Stone Park Ritual. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Awesome. Hey, go down in the comments and tell us what are your favorite rock and roll movies. Tell us which ones we missed. And hey, also in the description, you'll see Hair Metal Guru merch. You'll see the link to Hair Metal Mansion, the radio show that I do every Saturday. You'll see links to my X account. I'll put your guys' X accounts. And you also have the opportunity to become a member. You get early access to some of the videos. You get first response to comments. But hey, whatever you can do to support the channel, I just appreciate you being here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care of yourselves.